What is going on, beautiful people? It's your boy here, Wesley from A Connection TV here on YouTube, the one place in the World Wide Web where we actually adopt similar connections despite our differences. And welcome to my channel. If this is your first time seeing me, I've been doing YouTube since 2005. It is now 2025, and if you don't know, now you know. A Connection TV has a brain that's synonymous with Bad Girls Club, and now we run it over into the baddies territory because I've done interviews with the girls on the current season and seasons before. Listen, Tavii is in some hot water and she don't care. Tavii doesn't care about the fans following her, so she says. Tavii is calling herself the bad guy, i.e. playing Nicki Minaj Chun-Li in the background. Listen. Tavii, baby. Tavii, baby. Calm down, friend. Calm down. Calm down, friend. Tavii is a cool chick. I've interviewed her on the show. I've spoken to her. She really cares. She really has a heart of gold. And like DTB said on the interview that I did with Diamondthebody, she said that her one word for Tavii is tough, right? I did the video about Tavii versus Diamond, and a lot of negative energy is going towards Tavii because she is being called a D rider for NATALIE. Anybody that supports NATALIE and rides for NATALIE, they're not gonna get a lot of fans on their side. And it was interesting because Diamond had brought this up in one of her videos. She said, "Why do you think a lot of the women got booed on stage when they performed? It's because they're D riders for NATALIE." It's very interesting. Very interesting. Is what's also interesting is that although NATALIE may have millions and millions of followers and she can go on tours and she can get on stage and NATALIE doesn't get booed, the people that ride for her get booed. I don't understand that concept. I don't understand. It doesn't make sense to me, but that seems to be what is currently going on. Tavii today, about an hour ago, or so at the point of this video being made, said at this point, I should have just jumped in. Tavii, I love you, friend. I think you dope. But holding Diamond back or down or however you want to phrase it in your video and allowing your friend to get hits on that person, that's jumping in. That's jumping her. Friend, Tavii, I love you. But that's jumping her, friend. Now, you may not have hit her, but you jumped in, and according to you, you allowed Natalie to get hits in by holding Diamond back or down or however you want to phrase it. We still haven't seen the footage, so I'm going to be a judge for myself. But based off what you're saying, Tavii, to me, that I will be considered that a jumping. And it's not about if I not a fight, we don't, whatever. 2-on-1 was the situation that happened because if you're not security trying to break up the fight, if you're not security trying to de-escalate the fight, you're indeed holding down a person so a person can get hits in. That's a jump, Tavii. Sorry to tell you, friend. However you want to look at it, however you want to look at it, I guess. But I'm going to tell you, GP will probably think the same thing. Or maybe they don't. We can adopt similar connections to spot our differences or agree to disagree, whatever terminology you want to put on that. But that indeed, if what you did, and that's what you're saying that you did, that's a jump. You didn't hit her, but you allowed for her to get hit. It is what it is. Then I see on her story, she like, I was like, what is it? Who is at my door? Then I see on her story, she's like, Tommielee, you hella see. The respect I have for you went out the window. Enjoy that black eye. Now I don't know if Tavii had a handle in giving Tommielee the black eye. I don't even think this is Tommie's correct Instagram. I don't think. Let me see what Tommie's correct Instagram is. Cause I just tried to follow her or tried to. Yeah, I did follow her. Yeah, the Instagram that got 5.3 million followers is the one that I followed. And Tavii did not at the right one. So it's hard to figure out which one is Tommie's thing because there's a lot of tommielee Instagrams out there. But yeah, that wasn't the right Instagram, Tavii. Maybe she's blocked on the real one. I don't know. But according to how I would perceive this story message to be, Tavii had a handle and giving her a black eye. I think. I don't know. She could be saying someone else gave it a black eye because koldkilla is having run-ins with Tommiee too. And I never would have thought that that would be the case, but okay. And Tavii says, I guess I'm the bad guy now. They need a bitch like me. Tavii, friend, come here, friend. Come here, friend. Tavii, I think you dope. How many followers does Tavii have right now? And I'm not saying that she cares about what I'm saying right now. I'm just giving my 2 cents. She lost followers. I think she lost followers. I could have swore her Instagram, she had 200 and some thousand followers. I could be wrong. Now she's currently at 172. Friend, come listen to me, friend. Let me rap a taste to you. You don't want to be considered the bad guy. Overall, you don't want to be considered that. Look how people treat Dolly. Look how people talking about the big three. Now the big three has their delusional fans, but the GP, we don't care about the big three as a conglomerate. We don't, right? And it's based off the actions, based off the D-riding, based on a lot of things. Now, Summer has her favorites, Dolly has their favorites, Lex has their favorites, but as a whole, a conglomerate, we don't give up about the big three, okay? GP really don't care about them, okay? Let's be clear. Tavii, you don't want to be known as a D-rider, okay? You don't want to be known as not a real one, right? Because if it has not been established that you, and this is for GP, I'm not talking about what goes on and what we don't know and blah, 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 but as a brand, you have to be smart about how you handle yourself on TV. So if we don't know that there's rumblings going on with you and Diamond before the reunion, we looking at you like you crazy. Now, You got Diamond thebody, who was known for running it with Natalie and going back and forth with Natalie and trolling and da 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 da. As a brand, Diamond is up here. You're trying to get to a point where you could be respected. Let's just leave it there. I'm not saying you want millions and millions of followers. I'm just saying you want to at least be respected by GP, because that matters. That matters. That goes into the booking. That goes into, because after Baddies is gone, you need something to stand on regardless. And so a lot of how people look at you and how they perceive you matters with how you move throughout this situation, period. Okay? Right now, Natalie, you and Natalie are cool. Y'all, she helping you out, blah, blah, blah. But when Baddies is over, in my mind, I don't know Natalie, but in my mind, I don't see Natalie giving about 98% of the girls. Once Baddies is done, she like, Baddies over. I'm riding on my millions. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really feel like that's gonna be the case. I really, because I've known too many relationships that just have gone south because of her. And clearly, I don't even understand the dynamic between Rollie and Natalie, but Rollie and Natalie, and even Rollie and Scotty, have been going back and forth season to season to season. Now, if this is just fake and it's just for TV and they just keep creating a storyline, then cool. Maybe you know that inside and I don't. But from GP, we don't know that. We don't know none of that, right? We just see what y'all tell us and that's it. We don't know what happens behind the cameras. We don't know what happens and blah, 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 blah. For the sake of you and your longevity and wherever you want yourself to go, whether it's cooking as a chef or whatever, you need the respect of the GP in order for them to support you, right? And this current raid right now, you ain't getting the support, ma. Now GP wasn't rocking with you in the beginning. Then we started rocking with you as the time went on, as the time went on, as the time went on. Now we got this current situation between you and DTB, the current situation that's still ongoing for some reason with you and Lex. And now you got you and Tommiee. Tommiee is a loved situation, regardless of her antics and how crazy she is. When people look forward to seeing Tommiee on the show. If Tommiee is on this, she's a cast member now, and your storyline is going to turn into you not liking Tommiee, baby, you've now gone against DCB, a fan fave. You've now gone against, Lex is not a fan fave, but people like Lex and she's an eater. And then now you're going against another fan fave. Tommiee is a fan fave, regardless of she's a fan fave. Now you're not positioning yourself right, ma. You're not. Now, I'm not saying if Diamond left you on the side of the street drunk and she didn't give a f about you and she don't rock with you in real life, I'm not saying to kiss her ass. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, you got to move differently. Some things should have been proclaimed before certain things escalated and happened, because now we just see you holding Diamond down. And let's be clear, Tavii, you didn't need to do that. You did not need to do that. Natalie was eating her up. You could have been in the background chair like, get her, or something like that. But you did not need to hold Diamond down. So you didn't need to do that. You didn't need to do that. So you have to move smarter. Now, I'm hoping that whatever's going on with you and Tommiee, that it makes sense. And it's aired out on camera. And we not looking at you like you crazy. I mean, people probably at this point might not care. But I feel like throughout Baddies Africa, your personality was saved, because what you was doing was making sense and you was riding for what you stood on, right? Going against a fan fave, Diamond holding her down so Natalie can hit her, and now presumably going against another fan fave, tommielee, because you want to be considered the bad guy, is not a good look, friend. It's not a good look. Now, in my heart of hearts, we talked during the interview, and I got a better sense of who you are outside of the Baddies framework, right? Not very many people will understand that, and not very many people will get that opportunity. Just like not very many people will understand the ins and outs of your relationships with these women off camera. I get that, but you're on camera. You need GP, friend. If you want to be a chef after this, you need GP. If you want to, whatever you want to do after this, if it's personality based, if it's social based, you need GP. You do. And I just want you to move different. I want you to move different, and I want you to think and be calculated in your movement, because GP is either gonna rock with you or they're not gonna rock with you. And it's up to you to make sure that they do. Because when this is over and Natalie's only riding on her millions, where are you going to be? This is the opportunity for you to continue in a space where money can keep coming in. And I just want that for you because you are a good person. Like Diamond said, you are a tough woman. And in my experiences, I get you. I understand you. You went through something real thick when you came to the interview. And we poured into you, and you're just you're human, and I get that. Not a lot of people will understand that, right? Because they don't know you, they haven't been around you. But you need GP, you do, and I just want you to move different. I want you to move different. I want you to move in a space that makes sense, and don't fight the people, baby. Don't fight the people. Do not fight the people because they are important in the line of work that you're in. When you're saying F the fans, I don't give about the fans, da 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 da. Nah, 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 nah. Nah. Yeah, you have to move smarter, baby. Anyways, this was a quick little video. I love y'all for watching. Thank y'all for the comments. Thank y'all for the likes. I read all of them. Trust me, I do. And yeah, we're gonna stay on this Baddies USA wave because you know that's what it is right now. All right. Deuces. Wait, leave comments below. Leave comments below, like this video, share, hit that bell notification so you're notified whenever I upload. There's so much going on every day with the Baddies USA. And I'll be rhyming all the mother in time, man. And I can't wait to see Sunday's episode because, baby. Anyways, love y'all. Deuces.